Hello everybody, welcome to another pick a card reading. In this reading we're going to look into the energies of a connection you have in mind. This connection can be romantic, it can be platonic, whichever connection, and apply it to your situation whenever the message come out. So in the readings we'll look into the past, current, and future energies of the connection. And then we'll look into the current thoughts, feelings, and intentions of your person that you have in mind. And then we'll also get some further advice and clarifications along the way. So yeah, we're gonna go on a journey together. And so, yeah, we have 4 groups today. Have your person in mind and pick the crystal that really resonates with you at this time. So the first group we have green calcite. Second group we have red carnelian. Third group we have amethyst. And the fourth group we have citrine. So feel free to pause the video if you need more time. And you can check the timestamps below when you're ready. And I'll see you there. Hello group 1, welcome to your reading. We are going to look into the energies of a connection you have in mind. This connection can be romantic, it can be platonic. You can apply it to whichever type of connection you are curious about. So we'll split this reading into different sections. The first section will look into the past energies of this connection, the present energies, and also the future energies of this connection. And then the next section will look into what your person thinks, feels, and their future potential actions towards this connection. Okay, so have your person in mind. Start channeling towards their higher self. And we'll start with the past energies here. So the first card we have is Wailing Tree, Reconciliations. Next we have Yamas. And third we have Guide, the Illuminated Path. Beautiful. So what I'm getting with the past energies of this connection, perhaps I'm feeling that there were some changes that were made in the past. Okay, that sounds very vague. I'll get more into it because it's going to look different for everybody. So there were some necessary changes. I'm getting the word necessary. And with Wailing Tree here, this card talks about going through the mourning process, the process of grieving after a loss. And this loss is necessary. It was a necessary loss. And because of that, the grieving process is also necessary. It's necessary in order to reach a place of enlightenment, a place of wisdom, a place where you have learned what you need to learn from this experience of losing something. And I'm not saying that everyone who chose this group walked away from this connection or lost something in this connection. It can be. There will be some people in this group who have actually left this connection, or this connection ended in the past. And then there's also some other people in the group who may have just had to make changes in terms of aspects of the relationship. So perhaps there were some tension, conflicting interests. You apply it to you. But regardless, in terms of this connection, there had to be some changes with 5 and 9 adding up to 14, which reduces down to 5, which is a number about change and movement. And so in the past of this connection, there had to be some changes that involved losing or shedding and releasing something, whether it's the connection itself or whether it's, again, some aspect of the connection. And regardless of how big or how small a loss is a loss. That's what this card is about. And it's saying, like, to allow yourself to grieve and mourn the loss, to feel the feelings, because in allowing yourself to feel feelings of sadness, disappointment, whatever comes up in grief, when you allow those feelings to be, then again it allows the path to be open towards learning from this loss. Again, being in that enlightened place rather than repressed and unhealed and in the shadow aspects. And yeah, with yamas is they're the first limb of, there's 5 of them. They're the first limb of the yoga path, which there are 8 of. And the yamas, along with niyamas, which is the second limb, they're pretty much like the do's and don'ts of a yogi, what a yogi would live by. So it includes ahimsa, which is non-violence, satya, which is truthfulness, honesty, asteya, which is non-stealing, brahmacharya, which is most people say it's moderation. And then there's also aparigraha, which is non-hoarding or non-attachment. And so in the past, again, it's about making the right choices, whatever right means for you or in this connection. And again, it's not easy to practice yoga. It's not easy to practice these tenets, these yamas, because it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to not get angry at somebody who cut us off in traffic, or sometimes it's hard to what's another example, to withdraw from our senses or our desires. Sometimes it's hard to let go, to surrender. And so that's where practicing these yamas, practicing yoga, it's another, it's another path towards enlightenment. It's another path. By doing these right things, as hard and difficult they are, of letting go, of walking away, of shedding things that we used to be attached to, it's difficult, but it's necessary in order to get to a place of, again, enlightenment and fulfillment. And so in the past, in regarding to this connection, there had to be choices made, and those choices involved changes in regards to the connection. So again, I'm getting different things. For some people, it'll look like letting go of this connection. It'll look like letting go of any anger, forgiving the other or yourself, being more compassionate towards the other and yourself. So it's about doing the right thing. And with guide here, this is represented by the number 21, which reduces down to 3, which is a number about expansion and creativeness. And so I'm seeing this sort of like the root of all this. Like, these are the roots of this tree here. Can't really see. So like the changes were made and the choices were made because there was a want and a need to expand the connection in some way. There was a want to expand and grow from whatever the connection was. So it could have been, and again, this is just an example. It might be true for some people in this group. For some people, expansion would look like you wanted to take the relationship to another level. And so that may have involved leaving things in your past so that you can make steps towards, taking your relationship to a next level. Maybe it's a career change or moving to somewhere else. For some people, it'll look like walking away, taking a break from the connection, because sometimes in order to expand within a connection, you need to expand on your own as individuals. So that's another different path too. So in the past of this connection, this is the underlying energy as to why there were changes made. And again, it's going to look different for everybody in this group. There was a need and a want to expand, whether it's within the connection or whether it's within the self. Okay. So that's the past energies. Moving on to the present energies. First card we have is Gathering Round, the Power of Community. Next we have Kriya in reverse. And then lastly we have Deep Emotions, Unknown Feelings, Past Life Influences. So, hold up. In the current energy, it seems like, so while there were choices made in the past, changes made in the past, it seems like currently we're still in the process of figuring out where we want to take this connection, where we want to go, whether we want to go back, whether we want to leave or stay away. It's still in the process. And I'm mostly getting that from the center card here, Kriya, in reverse. Kriya is like the flow, being in the flow state of effortlessness. And with it being in reverse, it's like this connection cannot flow in either direction in any way because its purpose isn't figured out. We haven't figured out whether the purpose of this connection involves being together and working things through, or walking away completely and doing your own thing. And that's what's needed to be figured out. And that's why it's sort of like we're in this like in-between state. Did I say that already? I'm saying it now. We're in this in-between state in this connection. Or it's just like everything's up in the air. Nothing's like really set or grounded. Yeah, with gathering around here, I'm gonna pull a tarot card for that. Gathering around. That's too many. That's too many. One please for gathering around. Thank you. Okay, yeah, exactly. So it's going back to the main energy of the present time is that you need to, there's a like meditative state right now. Not saying that you or this person are meditating. Maybe you are. I would recommend that if you aren't. But it's like it's like I'm getting stalemate. Like things are just, again, up in the air, literally hanging up in the air, because in order to gain some sort of perspective. And with gathering around the power of community, I'm getting that it's like you're both probably asking, like, you're maybe not in contact with each other or in limited contact with each other, but you're asking other people. You have friends or family that you confide in regards to this connection. And so you're not, this connection, there isn't like a loneliness here. I'm not getting loneliness in regards to this connection, but there is some sort of like disconnect is what I'm getting from the present energies here. Excuse me. With the gathering around. Yeah, it's like you're trying to figure out what is the next move. What is the next move for this connection? And it's like, in order to figure that out, you need to nurture other connections. Not just nurture, but maybe also explore other connections so that you can figure out what you want exactly. And in figuring out what you want, it'll help you figure out the purpose of this connection, because you'll figure out like, oh, this is what I want. This is the connection I want. This person as they are is what I want. Or what I want is something else, because you've entertained and explored other connections. And it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be like friendships too. Like you start to realize like you learn a lot from any connection, whether it's with children, whether it's with your teachers or students, family. Any connection is a lesson. There's a lesson in it. Again, going back to purpose of connections. So what I'm getting with gathering around is that by allowing you and your person going exploring other connections, it's helping you refine your perspective on this connection. It's helping you see, again, like helping you see the connection more clearly, because when you are only with the same people all the time, like there's not much growth. And it's good to interact with a lot of different people so that you can get different perspectives. You know, there's that saying, echo chamber, especially when you're watching the news or like certain content. Like if you're in the same echo chamber, you're just echoing the same opinions, the same ideas. There's no growth there. There's no expansion. And so in the present time, in this connection, it's either you and or your person are exploring other connections and just doing that, or that's what is needed, or that is what is wanted too. And with deep emotions here, it's represented by 15, or reduces down to 6. And it kind of reminds me of, with 6, I always get harmony and nurturing, like the self specifically. And so in the present time, yeah, it's like healing. I'm getting the word healing. Like there's healing going on. And it's, in regards to this connection, it's like it may be bringing up past feelings and emotions, maybe even traumas that either you're conscious of or unconscious of. But regardless of that, like this connection is bringing all that up. And that's a great thing, because again, going back to what we said in the past energy, we need to grieve, we need to feel what we feel in order to process them properly, in order to give them that space to be and not become shadows. Shadows are shadows when we suppress or repress our emotions, and they become aspects of us that are hidden, and they come out in more uneasy ways. They always come out eventually, and I'm seeing in this connection that emotions, past feelings are coming up, past life influences. So it could even be emotions or triggers from past lives even. And it's like, that could be a reason why there's like this confusion of like, where do I go? What's right? Like, is this right because it's familiar, or is it right because like, what is it? Again, that's literally like, I'm asking these questions because that's where the present energy is at this time. It's like still trying to figure out the self, what you feel, what you want, like why are you feeling what you're feeling, in order to figure out what's the next movement, where is the flow meant to go. Okay, so that's the past energies. And now going into the future energies, potential future energies, we have Eye of the Needle, intentionality. Tamas. And then summoning power, instinct, intellect, control. Okay, so I'm getting mixed things. I had to breathe, take a breath there. I'm getting mixed things. So it's like good and bad news, but you can also just see it as neutral. I encourage you to see these messages, any messages, as neutral. So what I said was good news is Eye of the Needle here, intentionality. So it seems that potential future outcome is that in this connection there will be a clear vision as to where either one or both of you want to take this connection. Okay, there's going to be, and I'm feeling it more so on your end because I'm channeling more so you right now, the viewer. But again, it could be both. It could be like a mutual vision, an agreed upon vision of what you want in this connection. So Eye of the Needle, it's like, in order to put a thread through a needle, you need to like be very precise and like really concentrate on getting that needle through. And sometimes you need to like cut the thread or wet it a little bit so that it can be really, really precise and make it through the hole of the needle. And so what I'm getting in terms of this connection is that it's kind of like going back to the past energy where you need to, okay, yeah, so with the past energy, because you've made the choices, those changes, now or in the future, now you're still deciding, you're still figuring out and sorting things out. But in the future, you are going to have that like precise decision because you've cut out all of the other unnecessary threads. Maybe the thread was like fraying and then you cut it clean and crisp so that it can go through the needle much more easily. And that's where the potential future is. It's going to be, yeah, the intentions will be clear within this connection. And because the intentions are clear, then whatever direction this connection goes will be like in the Kriya upright kind of energy. It'll flow. It'll just happen and go through like with ease. It's all a process, my friends. So again, right now, you're still figuring this out, but know that like it's necessary. Again, just like grief, just like mourning, like losing things, letting go, like it's all a part of the process in order to get to this place of clarity and ease. And this part of like the why I felt mixed with this message, like the quote unquote bad or unpleasant part, is this yamas energy, or tamas. Tamas. It's interesting how we got yamas and then now we have tamas. So tamas or tamasic energy is like dull, slow, like some people may even call it like lazy energy. What I'm getting in terms of this message, in terms of this connection, there may be the choice, like the vision, and the intention is to walk away, is to take a break, whether that break is long-term, short-term, forever. There is going to be a choice to take a break, to hibernate, to rest from this connection. And you can also see this as just the next step. Like this is just the next step of the process of whatever the purpose of this connection is. And again, I don't want to say things too definitely because it's going to look different for everyone. For some people, it's going to look like stepping away for good. For some people, it's going to be taking a break, and then once you've rested and expanded on your own, then you come together. And I'm saying different messages because I think it really is, this is a general reading, and I really do think it's going to be different for, like, I'm thinking 50-50 of the group, but it could be even more diverse than that. But yeah, but regardless, in the near future, there is going to be, whether it's mutual or not, a choice, an intention to step away from this connection. Again, whether it's short term, long term, it will vary. Yep, 8 here again. And then with summoning power, this is like great after tamas energy. So these kind of like balance each other out. It's like, I'm seeing this almost like a progression. So this is what's going to be happening, and then once you've rested, sort of like a butterfly in a cocoon, I don't think they're actually resting in there, but you know what I mean. Like butterfly in cocoon, that's like tamasic energy, where it's not. Anyways, after this energy, like tamas isn't inherently bad. It can be bad if it's like to the extreme. If you're like tamasic for a long time and there's no action, but it is balanced. If it's balanced with action, then it's a good thing. It's good. It's necessary. Again, the word necessary has been a theme in this connection, in this reading. And with summoning power, instinct, intellect, and control, it's like once you've rested, you will be awakened. I mean, that's kind of like a given, right? Like, I mean, not always. Actually, no, it's not a given, because sometimes, not to be morbid, but sometimes, we don't wake up. And dang, I'm sorry, I don't mean to make that so, like, bluntly, but I mean that also metaphorically. It's like you can rest, but again, if you don't take action from after being in rest, then it's like you're just resting forever. There's no progress. And so in the future, potential future, there will be clear intention. It may, and it will, actually no, it will involve some level of rest and taking a break, hibernating. And then there will be like a surge. I'm looking at this full moon too, a surge of energy moving forward. And I'm getting the word stability. There will be stability within this connection. And I'm also getting within yourself, especially. Like, you're going to feel very powerful in the near future in regards to this connection. And it doesn't matter it doesn't matter which way this connection goes. You're going to feel empowered and in control and stable and secure within yourself because you've like gone through this process of letting go, mourning, making compromises, maybe of resting, of healing, of going through your shadow work. Excuse me. Ooh, doing the shadow work, and you will feel empowered on the other side of that. And that's like a great message to receive and to hear, because again, it seems like given your present energy, it's like it hasn't it's not easy to go through the storm, but once the storm passes, the grass, like, it grows and it's green everywhere and it's fresh and it's refreshing. But again, it's not to deny that the process, going through the process, is still difficult, it's uncomfortable. So acknowledge that, honor that, give yourself credit. That's awesome. Okay, so let's head into the final portion of this reading. We're just gonna look real quickly into your person. We'll look into their current thoughts, feelings, and potential actions that they will take in terms of this connection. Okay, so we'll pull one card for what they think about this connection. What does Pile 1's person think about this connection? Thank you. That was fast. We have Two of Swords. What does Pile 1's person feel in regards to this connection? Oops. Saw the knot. I just saw. Okay. What does the Pile 1's person feel in regards to this connection? What does Pile 1's person feel? Thank you. Aww. Got Six of Cups. I don't know why I felt emotional after saying that. And then what is their intention? What is their potential action that they will take? Oh, thank you. That one just flew out. And we have Justice. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. I'm really feeling emotional after getting these cards out. So, first of all, before I get into specifics, this person cares about you. This person also cares about this connection, regardless of the state that it may be in, regardless of what you've been through together. Ultimately, this person cares about you. And I'll go more into specific as to why I feel that way. So, what this person thinks about this connection is that they need to set boundaries. So this kind of does go in line with like where you're currently at, that maybe it isn't your choice per se. Maybe this person is the one who chose to set boundaries and limits in this connection. Maybe they have blocked you in some way. Sorry if that's hard to hear, or if that's the case. But it could also just be energetically, not literally blocking you. But yeah, this person thinks that they need to, this is necessary. Again, this is necessary. This connection needs to be at a distance. I'm getting that. There needs to be limits in this connection. And that's going to look different. So that could mean that they need to step away completely, or it could just be that they need to lessen the contact that they have with you. So, and I'm saying it varies because like everyone, it has varying levels of this connection. Some people, they were maybe married. Some people maybe, you know, like just situationship. Some people may have just met. Regardless, this person thinks that this connection, at least for now, needs to be the way it is. It needs to be at a arm's length, at least. How this person feels about this connection is the Six of Cups. So they feel a kinship with you. They feel a sense of security, a sense of safety, familiarity especially. They feel familiar. And that can have some shadow aspects in it too. You know, sometimes what we're familiar with isn't the most conducive to our being. And what I mean by that is that sometimes is that our attachment styles are rooted from our childhood, and sometimes not everyone is blessed with the most perfect parents. No one's blessed with the perfect parents. There's always something that, not always, like, I think, I don't know the exact percentage, but I think there are more people, there's like, it's like almost like 60-40 maybe, like, but there's a good chunk of people who have insecure attachments, and it's rooted from their relationship with their caregivers. And that could be like their parents or whoever raised them, if they were raised by somebody, you know, like, so this person, they feel familiarity with you, and apply that to your situation. So if you can, how you can apply it is like, if you know this person had a good, healthy relationship growing up, if they lived in security and had healthy dynamics in their family with their parents or parent, then this could be seen as a great thing. Like, they feel that way with you. They feel safe and secure and healthy attachment, secure attachment with you. On the other hand, if you happen to know that they have a more distressful, insecure, unstable upbringing and relationship with their family dynamic, then that might be it might be a red flag, trigger warning. But yeah, they might feel that with you, and that's why, like, they feel familiar with you. So apply it to your situation. Regardless, this person feels a familiarity with you. Most people would say nostalgia with this card. Past lives. So maybe you've known this person for some time. If not, again, it's just they feel like they've known you for some time. There's like, you've built a certain level of rapport with each other that feels like they just know you. And that could also be why, with this card, that's where I got, like, they really care about you. So regardless of which way you applied that long spiel of, like, family attachment and stuff, this person cares about you, and they really feel for you, and they see you. And they feel like this connection is like something that they've experienced before. And with Justice here, this is also why I felt like they really cared about you and this connection. They just want whatever is right to happen. And it seems like, given your past, present, and future energies, that, like, the right thing will come out of this situation. Whatever is the highest good of the greater good. That's what I mean by the word right. They want whatever's fair and balanced for both of you, not just themselves. They want whatever is right and just for both of you. It's a really sweet person. It seems like a mature person as well. Like, they're willing to, and it seems like both of you are mature because you've decided to make the hard decisions. You've decided to, like, do, even, even if it's not what you want, you do what is, like, is necessary. Again, going back to that word of necessary. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out one last card, one last message for you, the viewer, in regards to this connection. What do you need to hear? Some final words and advice for this connection. Some final words and advice for this connection. Final words and advice for this connection. Thank you. We got 2. Oh, we got 3. So first one we've got is dog. Divine service. How can you serve yourself better? Aww. Next we have is starfish. Intuition. Listen to your soul's truth. Think less, feel more. Yes. And then lastly we have peacock. Self-love. Oh, I'm gonna cry, my guys. Time to celebrate you and all your magnificent light. Yeah, so yeah, it just seems like come back to yourself. Like, and it seems like both of you are doing this. You guys are doing like what is best for both of you. Like, how can you serve yourself better? Again, going back to like making choices that are conducive to you and your person. Listen to your soul. Think less. Satya, yeah, truth. Think less, feel more. Let your feelings feel. Feel your emotions. Give them light so that they can heal and so that you can be an integrated human being rather than a shadow being. And use your intuition. Follow what feels right rather than what you think. Self-love, yes, 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 yes. Again, going back to expanding within yourselves as individuals so that whether you choose to be with each other or not, you know, at least you have the basis and the security within yourself, and that's what matters. Alright, well, group 1, green calcite, that's your reading for energies of your connection with your person in mind. I hope this resonated. If it didn't, that's okay too. Just means it's not for you or it's not for you yet. Feel free to pick another pile, another reading, another reader. And I wish you all the best for within yourself and within this connection. Blessings for both of you. May you be safe and protected. May you be healthy and strong. May you be happy and peaceful. May you have all you need and live with ease and loving kindness. May you not suffer. May you be happy. Thank you. Hello group 2, if you've chosen the carnelian crystal, this is going to be a reading. We're going to look into the energies of a connection you have in mind. This connection can be a romantic situation, it can be platonic. Apply it to whichever type of connection you have. So we're going to break it down into different parts. The first part will look into the past energies of the connection, the present, and also the future, potential future energies of the connection. And then we'll look into what your person currently thinks, feels, and potential actions towards this connection. Okay, so we'll start with the past energies here. So the first card we have is Stranger, Curiosity. Next we have Rajas. And then third we have Deep Emotions. This came out in another reading, so perhaps I'm getting different messages from it already, but maybe if you're interested in another pile, perhaps check that one out too. Only if you were drawn to another one too. But again, I'm getting different energies in this reading. So I'm getting in the past of this connection. So different things. For most people in this group, you just met this person. It's either you've just met this person, you don't know much about them, or you have known them for a while, but you didn't really know much about them. They were still a stranger to you. So yeah, with the stranger card, curiosity. It's like while you didn't know this person, there was something that like drew you to this person. and vice versa. Like they were also drawn to you. And it could be like one more than the other, but mutually, generally, you both were drawn to each other, perhaps because there was something different about the other person. There was something strange. And it's only strange because you're not familiar with it. And then once you get familiar with them, it's like they're not a stranger anymore, right? So in the past energy, in this connection, you guys were strangers in some regard. And again, maybe one person knew more about the other and vice versa, but in general, you guys like didn't know the depths of each other. There's still stuff to learn about each other. And then with Rajas here, Rajas is like movement. So you can say it's like the opposite of tamas, which is like dull, inertia, resting. So Rajas is like going, taking action, movement, energized movement at that. And so in the past energy, it's like I'm getting enthusiasm. There's like an enthusiasm in regards to this connection, especially when you first met or you first started to actually interact with each other. It's like, huh, what is this? Oh, I'm also getting like perhaps you were like putting yourself out there. You were in the dating mode, like you were dating, maybe even serial dating, meaning you were dating multiple people. But you were putting yourself out there. You were making the moves, taking the action to connect. I'm getting connect, not necessarily to find a partner or find a friend or whatever connection. It could be, but in general, like you were just putting yourself out there, being open to what can possibly come. And again, there's like an enthusiasm in the way you navigated this energy, you and this person. And perhaps like in the past of this connection, it did move fast in the beginning because there was like this interest, this like attraction towards each other, because you didn't know much. It's like you wanted to do a lot together. That's what I'm getting. Like in the beginning at least, or in the past energy, you may have done a lot together, spent a lot of time together, or done like things that seemed more adventurous for you. And that's going to look different for everyone. For some people, a lot of time together is like once a week or every day. Again, apply it to you. But in the past of this connection that you're thinking of, there was like a lot going on in the beginning because there was an interest, a mutual interest with each other. And then with deep emotions here, I'm getting different things here, but for the most part, it's like because this connection, this person was unfamiliar to you, you're like, whoa, what is this being? I've never encountered such a being before. It brought up some emotions within you. And it could be like, this is sort of similar to the other reading, but there's more to it. It's like, this connection could have brought up like things that you never felt before or haven't felt in a long time. And I'm getting that perhaps one or both of you have developed feelings for each other in this past energy. And I'm getting it could have been fast too. Or perceptibly fast, right? Because it's all subjective. Like what's fast for one person could be slow for another person, and vice versa. So I'm getting with this connection, it's like regardless of how fast the emotions came, like they were deep though. Like maybe even unexpectedly deeper than what you would have thought. And I'm getting like this just specific example of like you may have known this person, but like you just started, like once you started to interact with them more, that's when you like started to develop feelings, and it came from a surprise, because it's like I don't, in the beginning you had no idea what this person's about. You like were just being open to your curiosity as to what this person could be, and then like by being that open you ended up realizing that, hey, whoa, I'm feeling something in my body, in my mind, in my heart. I don't know, something. I'm just feeling things. That was in the past. And I'm getting it's more of a pleasant thing. It's a pleasant, deep feeling. Yeah. I just want to get one tarot for Rajas. One Rajas here. Ooh, past energies. Ooh, ooh, a lot of things. Okay, well, I'm gonna. Okay, fine. I'll take all three. So this card popped out upright, facing up. Ace of Pentacles. Yes. Okay. Ace of Wands. Okay. Yeah. So, and the Empress. So they kind of like align with the cards we have out here, interestingly enough. So yeah, this connection definitely is relatively new, especially compared to another group that we had. So yeah, it probably, like, excuse me, you both, one or both of you probably saw like the potential in this, which is why there was such an enthusiasm to like make the moves and go forward and move as fast as it did, because like they saw this potential of, like, you weren't sure what this seed would become, but it's a seed, and when if you plant it and explore it and put energy and effort into it, it's gonna grow into something. And so that's, I'm getting like this light enthusiasm again in the past of this connection. And yeah, with the Ace of Wands here, it's like, it's sort of like wanting to do more. Even it's like wanting to do more, but like holding back. Like, oh man, it's like it could have gone faster than what it did. But because like maybe you both acknowledged that it was going faster than what you may have felt comfortable or what you may have wanted, and so you like still held back, so it didn't go quite as fast as it could have. But that's how strong the interest and the passion was in this connection, in this past energy. And the Empress here, it's like, yeah, like feelings were deep here. There's like major attraction in the past connection. I'm really getting like, it's a mixed group. Again, it's like a new connection, and or it's like you just started developing feelings for someone you knew, and like maybe you just started to like realize you started to see each other, or you saw each other, and you saw like that there is something here. Empress is like, what's it called? Abundance, and like the mother, like she I don't know why I'm thinking like babies and pregnancy. It's like there is something that can be born from this. Yeah. Okay, so that's the past energies of this connection. Now let's look into the present energies. For the present energies, we have Will-o'-the-Wisp. Treasures hidden in the shadows. We also have Anahata, the heart chakra. Beautiful. And then finally we have Hidden Knowledge, Akashic Records, Silent Understanding. Wow, okay. Yeah, so it seems like there is still this enthusiasm and like curiosity in this connection, but it's more grounded. I think just perhaps it's because it's matured a little bit more in terms of time. Like there's been more time since the past, you know. Present is present is less time. Okay, anyways, so Will of the Wisp, Will of the Wisp presents itself, especially in our dreams. It's like an invitation to head down a path unknown, treasures hidden in the shadows. So it's like, do you want to stay? Do you want to be in something familiar and like certain and like safe? Or, you know, like it feels safe because it's familiar? Or are you willing to go into the dark shadows and see what could be there? And this is saying treasures are hidden in the shadows. So it's saying there are good things in there. It's like shadows. Oh, this is the message I'm getting. So shadows aren't scary themselves. It's what could be in the shadows that are scary. It's the uncertainty that is scary, not necessarily the shadows. And so acknowledging that can help you make this choice of like, okay, like being able to observe that any, like if there's any resistance of moving forward with this stranger person, this person you're not so sure, or like you're not familiar with this kind of connection, it's like this is coming up to say that there is potential for as much as there's potential for scary and hurtful things in the shadows, there's also just as much, if not more, hidden treasures in there. There's space for treasures in there too. And all it takes is to like make that choice to go down that uncomfortability, to go through uncertainty, in order to reach this potential. And it seems like currently in this connection, it's like both of you, it's like that's what this going on in this connection. It's like you're both like going through the shadows of like what could possibly be there. What could be down this path of this connection. I'm getting more of a romantic situation, but I feel like this could be a friendship too, or even like a co-worker situation, but maybe mostly love or romantic. And yes, here with Anahata, it's like these two are like facing each other. They're like open, their hearts are open, and they're open to possibilities to come. And when your heart chakra is balanced and strong and empowered, it allows you to see the potential in other people and including yourself. And when you're in that space, it's like, it's again, it opens space for exploration and fun, having fun in the process rather than from fear, because fear is the absence of love, as many people may say. When you are in a space of love, there isn't space for fear, because when you're coming from a place of love, it's like you can overcome fear. At least fear will always be there in some form, but when you're in the vibration of love, it's like it makes it so much easier to conquer and bear. So that's where you're both currently at. Yeah, I'm seeing like both of you are open to each other, open to this connection, open to what can come and be. And again, I'm getting the word enthusiastic. You're still enthusiastic about this connection. And with hidden knowledge here, Akashic records, silent understanding, it's like, yes, this is like why I felt like a groundedness. There's like more groundedness in this enthusiasm that you both have, this curiosity that you have, because it's like, while you don't know what is to come out of this connection. You don't know what the purpose of it is, and we may never know. You guys understand that. You understand that we won't ever know fully, and so you might as well just like find peace with that and accept that. It's like, you know that it's written in the stars, that fate, there's a fate and destiny, and not that like you're passive to it. You still understand free will, like with these choice cards. However, there's more surrender and peace as to what is to come. This is probably why you're so willing to go into the shadows, because it's like, ooh, look at these images. Oh my gosh, they're like heading face forward. That's so cool. Yeah, so like, oh, I just lost my train. Yeah, this is why like this wisdom is helping you have the courage to move forward in this connection, because like you know that you don't know, and you know that like whatever the highest good will come out of it. Whatever is meant to be of this connection will be, whether it's you together, not together, working together, not working, I don't know, apply it to you. Okay, and I want to get one card, whoops, excuse me, for the hidden knowledge. What are the current energies of this connection? Oh, thank you. Again, 3 cards. Alright, okay, so they all faced upright, which is interesting. Again, they're all aligned with like the cards, the oracle cards. So again, with the lovers here, there's like choices. You're presented with choices, whether it's to go down the familiar or the unfamiliar, whether it's to stay or not stay. It's gonna look different for everybody. But with the lovers here, it's like in the present energy, it's like I feel like there's still like, oh, should I not? But there's like a fun aspect to it. It's like you're not in despair or in your head about whether or not you should pursue or do something. Like, again, it's like you're enthusiastic about the choices. And with the King of Cups here, it's like, yeah, there's a depth of emotion. Going back to the depth of emotions, perhaps the emotions have deepened even more in the present time, since the past energies. It's like both of you are emotionally mature in this connection. Both are secure within your emotions and your feelings with each other. And perhaps they align, your emotions align. And I'm also getting like empathic, like you guys feel each other. You guys feel each other in this connection. And with the Three of Cups here, I'm getting with the Three of Cups here, it's like currently in the connection, perhaps you aren't really like making time for friends or other connections because you're so like into this other person in this connection. And so like perhaps other connections are being compromised for it. Yeah, I'm kind of getting like presently there's like, this is maybe one of the choices, like choosing the connection with this person or choosing like other connections. Again, maybe going back to the example of, there may be some of you in this group who are serial dating, and perhaps now you're at a point where you need to choose who you want to commit to, or who do you want to give more of your attention to. And I think like going back to the hidden knowledge, it's like you're okay making a choice. You're grounded in making a choice because like you know that it's meant to be, whether you choose this person or not. Interesting. Okay, so that's your present energies. Let's go into the future energies of this connection. future energies, we have, ooh, Magician's Sword, confidence in your magic. Interesting, because we had the Ace of Swords or Ace of Wands reversed in the past energies. I know this is a sword, but it kind of reminds me, it's like on fire, kind of. Kind of reminds me of the Ace of Wands too. But that's interesting how we kind of got the Ace of Swords as well in the future energy, so that might mean something. Okay, and then we also have we have Lalita Tripura Sundari. Forgive me if I mispronounce, and that's in reverse. Oh, the colors. And then we have Death and Rebirth, darkness to light. Wow. Wow. Okay, so in the future of this connection, there is going to be, it's gonna sound so cliche, there is going to be a new beginning. But what I'm getting specifically is that there's gonna be like clarity and truth and honesty in the way you communicate with each other. Like, you're gonna get to a point where you know each other. It's going from stranger to this card now. Like, you guys know each other at a deeper level, at a level where it's like you're able to understand the person without them having to explain. You're able to read their intentions without them having to say it. Like, even if they say one thing, you know what they mean. Like, regardless of what and how they say something, you know what it's meant. It's like you guys don't need to define anything anymore for each other. You understand each other's languages, whether it's literal languages, love languages, life languages, whichever. And that's going to bring you confidence in your connection. And this is like, I'm saying new beginning because this is like a whole nother level of your connection. 3 and 7 adds up to 10, which is about endings. And it also reduces to 1, which is a beginning. And then 3 is a number of expansion and creation. And then 7 is a spiritual number. So yeah, you guys are going to definitely reach to a new level dimension in this connection. Again, apply it to whatever kind of connection you have, but regardless, it's gonna elevate, and you're gonna be confident in your connection because things are clear, because you know each other and yourselves in a higher level. Yeah, this connection is gonna reach a higher level. And with this goddess here, Lalita Tripura Sundari, she is the goddess of eroticism, erotic spirituality specifically. And with her coming here in reverse, I'm getting that in the future you are going to, it's kind of like a change from the past energy where we had Rajas, which is like more action, movement, energy, sort of like more masculine. If you were to equate that kind of energy, it's more so the masculine energy. And so with Lalita, with this goddess here, it's like in the future you're gonna be encouraged to tap more into the feminine energy of this connection. So again, knowing each other now, reaching this higher level, you don't need to maybe hang out as much or spend or do as much as you did in the beginning. Not to say that, like, you know, your honeymoon is over. It's more so like you are able to just receive the connection rather than trying to make it something. You know? Again, going back to like being more confident, spiritual in this connection. It's like it's even more grounded than when we felt in the present energy. And so yeah, this is the goddess here tapping into your femininity, both of you in this connection, regardless of your genders. And then with, yes, death and rebirth. Again, we have 1, new beginnings. 9 is near the end of a completion. And then adding up to 10, which is the completion. And then reducing back to 1. So this is like the perfect number to represent death and rebirth, I feel like. Darkness to light. So yes, you guys are going to perhaps put an end to old pattern situations that are not conducive to your current connection. Again, going back to that Lover's card that we had in your present energies, it's like you currently probably have to make choices and leave things behind in order for this connection to reach this higher level in the future. I like how it says darkness to light too, because in the last 2 portions, in the past and the present energies, we had those cards where it talks about shadows and strangers and curiosity. It's like you didn't know each other. You didn't know what this connection can bring, what it can offer. But then in the future, it's like it will all come to light. Yeah, these cards are like slightly brighter, at least, than the last sections. And again, confidence, that's going to be your future word here. From enthusiasm, there's still going to be enthusiasm, but it's going to turn into confidence. Like more of a grounded enthusiasm. Okay. I'm going to get some tarot for Lalita. Future energies of this connection. Future energies of this connection. Thank you. We have, okay, we have Hanged Woman and the 10 of Pentacles. Wow, that's awesome. So yeah, you guys are in this connection, there is definitely going to be groundedness, stability. You guys are going to be so sure of each other. And I think like what I'm getting with the Hanged Woman is like you guys are going to be in your own worlds. I'm more tapping into the Pisces energy with the Hanged Woman. It's like you guys are just like chill in your own world. You have your own like way of speaking to each other that maybe other people don't understand, and it's coming from a place of like, yeah, 10 of Pentacles is like ultimate fulfillment within a connection. Maybe you guys would even have a family eventually, or like thinking about it. Or if it's not a romantic situation, maybe you're thinking about starting a company, starting something that like will grow, something that entails putting your energy and your confidence and your magic and your faith into. Like there's going to be a lot of faith in this connection. You guys are going to believe in each other, believe in this connection so much. And I think it's because you've come from where you started. Like you came from like a place of pure curiosity, pure like you really didn't know this person. You never met anyone like this person before. And then through your process of getting to know each other, of going into the unknown, being uncomfortable, having faith, and taking the risk, it gets you to this place of like security within the connection. It's like you've been through it together. It's awesome. So that's the future energies. In the next portion, we'll look into what your person is currently thinking, what they're currently feeling, and potential future actions in regards to this connection. I think I forgot to do the actions in the last group, but it's okay. We're here now. So, what is their person's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and actions in regards to this connection? So what are they thinking in terms of this connection? What is group 2's person thinking to this connection? What is group 2's person thinking? Oh, thank you. take these ones. We have ooh, Wheel of Fortune. Lovely. What does this person feel about this connection? Oops. Okay. That was quick. Ooh, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And then, what are the actions, the next actions of Group 2's person? Thank you. Oh, interesting. Justice in reverse. Okay. So overall, this person thinks things are going great with this connection. Let's start with that. So they think that things are going great, at least right now, and they feel like it's gonna keep going this way. They think that if things keep going the way that they are, that there will be more to come. And they're right, because we saw it in the future energies that the Ten of Pentacles is a potential outcome. And I think this shows that they are confident in this connection as well. Wheel of Fortune. They think that this connection is going great. I don't think there's any more to add to that. Again, with the 10, number 10, it's like they feel like complete. Okay, this is what they think. They think the connection is complete. They think that there's nothing more that they need in terms of this connection that they've found. They're thinking that they're lucky. They're thinking that they're lucky because they've found you, because of being in this connection, because of what this connection has become for both of you. They think that it was fated and there was a lot of luck involved in it. In terms of how they feel the Knight of Pentacles. So I'm seeing this more within themselves. I think they feel like they can do more. I'm hearing for you. They can do more for you within this connection. And they don't have to be a masculine. This is just more like the masculine energy within them. Like they feel like they can step in more into the role of providing for you. They think that maybe they think they're moving too slow. And I'm getting that it's because you may be moving slower than you did in the beginning. And so just relatively it feels like they're moving too slow. That's what they feel. It doesn't have to be true, you know. But again, just to recap, like they feel like they can do more generally and provide more, whether that's materially or physically. I'm getting more so materially, physically. Maybe this person is a little more tradition if they are the masculine in this role. In terms of future actions of this person, I think they want to make things right. Whatever that looks like. It looks like they want to do something to make it right. So perhaps, I'm not necessarily getting that there's a rift or anything, but I'm getting that they just want to do right by you. This also came out in the last pile in the same position, but reversed. So this person also wants to do right for you. They want to, I'm getting, it's different because it is in reverse. So they want to make things right. So perhaps this ties into what they feel. Maybe they feel like things aren't balanced. Like that's why they feel like they can they want to provide more in some way. I'm getting financially, but it could be different in any aspect. And that's what their next action is they want to balance out maybe your share in terms of what you each provide in this connection. So that's their next action, and that's going to look different. I know that sounds vague, but that's like their intention. I guess it's more of their intention than their action, but the intention will lead to the action. Yeah, so let's look into, let's get some final messages in regard to this connection. Any advice, any final messages for the viewer in this connection? Or some final words, some final advice. Group 2's connection. Any final words, any final advice? Oops, thank you. Okay, got a couple, nice. So we got Gaia's Gateway, access Earth's inner wisdom, and we have Rabbit, sensitive soul, strengthen your boundaries and cut cords. Yeah, so again, going back to inner wisdom, it reminds me of that hidden knowledge Akashic Records card. It's like there's something, there's a purpose for this connection. I feel like there's something that is supposed to come out of this connection, and it's going to have an impact on the world, whether that's like you guys having children, whether it's something you're creating together, whether it's like, and that could be like a business, whichever. There's gonna be something that this connection offers to the world as a whole. And that's gonna be on different scales, whether it's like directly with something that you provide, or it could be, again, maybe seeds that you plant. It could be literal seeds, it could be the seed that makes a baby and then maybe that baby has an impact on the world, something like that. And then with Rabbit, sensitive soul, strengthen your boundaries and cut cords. So it reminds me of when, in that present energy where you had to make choices between this connection, or currently you're in between that, like maybe you do need to cut out other relationships or other connections in order for this connection to be and become what it could be. So that's what this is about. And like Rabbit is coming to say, like, it is painful, it will hurt, and that's, just come back to this dragon energy. Like, what is the purpose? Come back to your purpose. Know that there's a purpose, and that even if things leave and we need to walk away from things or set limits, ultimately that's the highest good will come out of it. Okay, so that is your reading, group 2, the Carlinalian group. If that resonated, love to hear about it. You can leave a comment below. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. And if it didn't resonate, that's okay too. It just means the message isn't for you, or it's not for you yet. Feel free to choose another reading, another pile, another reader. But regardless, I send blessings to you and your connection and your person. May you be safe and protected. May you be healthy and strong. May you be happy and peaceful. May you have all you need and live with ease and loving kindness. May you not suffer. May you be happy. Thank you. Hello, group 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the amethyst crystal, welcome. Today we're going to look at the energies of your connection, the connection you have in mind. What's going on? I've mentioned that this could be in regards to a romantic situation. You can also apply this to a platonic situation, Just use your intuition to make those applications. Okay, so we're going to break this reading down into different parts. So the first part will be looking into the energies of the past of this connection, the present, and the future. And then we'll also look into current feelings, thoughts, feelings, and potential actions of your person. Potential actions / intentions of your person at this time. Okay, so have your person in mind, and we'll begin with the past energies. We have 3 oracle cards here. The first card is Skywriting, the Fates. Next we have Tejas. Oh, look at I love the colors. And then last we have Achievement, effort plus intention. Oh, we got 2 49s. Interesting. Okay, so past energies of this connection. What I'm getting initially is that, at least in the past, this connection is one that others would look towards as an example of a connection they would want in their lives as well, that they may want to emulate in their own connections. There's an aspect of this connection that is faded, that seems meant to be. It's like, at least like, no, this is your energy, the past energy. So there's something that's like, it's just right, to say the least. With the Skywriting card here, this card talks about non-judgment, acceptance, specifically accepting things as they are at this time. So with this connection in the past, it feels like I'm getting the word comfortable for some reason, but not necessarily in a bad way, like the post honeymoon stage and you're like comfortable and it's downhill from that. Not at all. It's like, regardless of the type of connection you are inquiring about, I feel like this connection is like more established, especially compared to the other piles that we had. This group, like, you've known each other in this connection for some time, or at least that's what the energy feels like in the past. It's like you've reached to a point in your connection where you accept each other, you accept what the connection, what the stage it's at, you accept again where you're each at, where yourselves are at. There's a level of like comfort in that. Oh, I'm getting stability too with the 2 4s, and 49 reduces to 13, which reduces down to 4. Yeah, which is a number of stability. And so this connection, that's why I'm getting that this connection may be more established, and as compared to the other groups. This group, yeah, and I'm getting this past energy is more like recent past. And again, if you've known each other for a while, it could even go further than that into the past. It's like you guys are just good, solid is what I'm getting. It's like, there's an alignment within this connection. You know each other, you know your intentions, you know where this connection is going, what you want in this connection is aligned. And with Tejas here, Tejas is the subtle essence of intelligence and courage, courage within the self. And so I'm getting in this connection, it's like you have stuck with each other for so long that you've reached to this place of knowing and stability and, again, comfort. And it's like, it takes courage to do that. Like, I'm not getting that there has been a lot of conflict. Maybe there hasn't been in the past yet, and that's why you're at this place of just like, I'm getting peace with this figure here, with this woman, this being. It's like you two just know, yeah, in knowing where this connection is and what it is, it gives you the courage to be in it and to keep going forward. And in that energy, it brings stability. With achievement, yeah, so this also helps me feel that this connection is more established, is that perhaps you have gone through quite a bit of things, experiences together, and it's gotten you to a point where you've accomplished a degree of, I'm saying success, but it's more like achieving, it's like life achievements rather than like successes. And I mean, I guess those are successes in their own right, but it's like stages. You've made it to a certain amount of stages, and it's because there's an alignment in your intentions. Maybe you've had a conversation of your intentions, and that's where this knowing comes from. And when you're clear in your intentions, this card talks about like, it's one thing to have clear intentions, but if you don't put in the effort and the appropriate actions to match it, those intentions don't mean anything. And then vice versa. If you're doing a lot of work and putting a lot of effort and action, but no intention, that doesn't mean anything either. So this card talks about balancing, putting those two ingredients, effort plus intention, putting them in the optimal amounts to create the perfect concoction, the perfect combination, the perfect recipe. That's the word. The perfect recipe to achieve a certain level in your relationship, in your connection. So this connection with the effort and intention, with that balance, it has allowed this connection to be at a secure, stable level. And this is in the past energy. I'm gonna get a few tarot. Oh, thank you. One more. Okay, two more. Alright, okay. Alright, we're getting something. So we have Queen of Cups in reverse, Five of Pentacles upright, and then Temperance upright. Okay, yeah. Look at these colors, man. It goes with the amethyst too. It's like all these blues and purples. So there is like a higher vibing energy. Like this connection is kind of, in the past at least, is functioning in the higher realms, the higher chakras, like the crown and the third eye specifically, and the throat, because we have blue here. So yeah, with the Queen of Cups here in reverse, it's like perhaps there's like, it's like I'm getting there's not much emotions, but in a good way. It's like the emotions don't drive this connection, at least in the past. Emotions aren't they're present, but they're not the driving force. And it's like, yeah, I'm getting like stability from this card, like with the Queen of Cups in reverse. Not saying that the Queen of Cups upright is not stable in her emotions or unstable. She's actually quite emotionally intelligent. I'm just getting like, it's not it's not emotion focused, this connection, at least in the past. And then with the Five of Pentacles, yeah, so that's also getting me, yeah, okay, so why I'm also getting that it's not emotion focused, it's like the Five of Pentacles, it can represent lack, loss even, just a lack mentality, scarcity mindset. And I'm getting in the past energy, it's like perhaps emotions is what was lacking. She's like looking this way, looking at not her Five Pentacles, looking at what she doesn't have, what isn't so very present. And so, yeah, maybe, and I'm getting kind of like a cold feeling from this energy. So yeah, maybe in the past there has, it is sort of like cold in terms of emotionality, but that's maybe what allowed for success or achievements to come, because, and stability, because like you aren't so emotion heavy, you're like focused. Yeah, that can be positive or negative, and I think with this connection you don't see it as positive or negative. Again, going back to this card with the message of non-judgment, there's an acceptance of what this connection is. So whether it has emotions or not, there's an acceptance of it. And there's like, I'm also getting agreement, there's like an agreement that this is what the connection is, and you're okay with that. That's both, again, it's you're both aligned to that intention, which is what brings stability. And with Temperance, it goes along with this achievement here, with the balancing of two elements, effort plus intention. And in the past, at least, of this connection, it's been doing that optimally. And yeah, I think on the outside, people look up to this connection. Again, they may want to emulate it in some way. Excuse me, I'm just gonna center that real quick. They may want to emulate it in some way, but they don't know like all the, you know, yeah, maybe they're in a connection, the people that are observing, they're in connections that are like more moody and emotionally unstable, so perhaps they do idolize this connection in that regard. Nice. Okay, so that's the past energy of this connection. Let's go into the present energies. We have Drifter. Experience life as it comes. Next, we have Tamas. This came out in another pile too, in a different position. And then last we have, River of Blessings, releasing constraints. Nice. Yes, this is like totally tying in. So I'm going back to the message of this connection being more established. I do feel that because this present energy is kind of related to what we just read in the past energy as well, where I'm getting the word contentment from this. It's like, we did get this card in another pile, but I'm reading it differently in this group. So I'm getting contentment with this card in this reading. Tamas can mean like dullness, inertia. It can also be interpreted as laziness, resting, hibernation. But with this, in this reading, I'm getting contentment, and perhaps there isn't much, like, in the present moment, there isn't much of a need or feel to make moves in for this connection to progress. There isn't like this urge to perhaps go on a date, or to, if it's not a romantic, or to like make a business move, whatever. Apply it to your situation. There is currently, there isn't a need, at least like within this connect, like between you two, maybe one or both of you don't feel the need to make moves or to do anything because you're content with where you are. It's like everything's okay. Again, going back to accepting and non-judging where you're currently at. It's like you're good. And with Drifter here, experiencing life as it comes, it's like you're just allowing whatever is to come with this connection, because you approach it from a place of non-judgment. It's like 1 and 4 reduces down to 5. Oh yeah, going back to 4, there's that stability again, but it reduces down to 5, so there's still some changes. So currently, ooh, yes, and with the River of Blessings here, releasing constraints, it's like there currently maybe, it's different from the past, where you're still content, you're still like accepting where you are. However, you're presently being presented with, in the present, you're being presented. You're presented in the present, okay, with opportunities, blessings. Let me explain further. So when you're in a place of contentment, contentment is equatable to gratitude. When you're grateful for where you're at, when you accept where you're at and grateful for it, you're content. It's easier to be content because you're like, I'm happy with what I have. I'm grateful for it, regardless of what I have or don't have. And with that attitude, with that mindset, comes the where was I going with this? Oh, Spirit, the universe, is more willing to give opportunities, give blessings to us when we're in a place of gratitude and contentment, because we are proving that we are not only capable of being in that energy and vibration, but that we will be. If we're presently grateful, we will be grateful as well for when we have blessings. And then on the vice versa, when you're not grateful, your blessings may be delayed, because often it's like protection. Like, you think about it, the universe, spirit may not want to give you a blessing if you're not going to be grateful for it, if you're not showing that you're capable of being grateful. And also, if you're not, yeah, if you show you're capable of being grateful by being grateful for what you have now. I hope I wasn't going too much in circles, but yeah, there's this like releasing of constraints here. By being grateful, you're releasing the constraint of lack, of scarcity. Because when you're in that mindset and that energy, that creates blockages. Again, like I said, like you're less, spirit may not want to give you a blessing, give you what you want, or opportunities, if you're showing that you're not happy with what you have. Because how can you be happy with, yeah, if you're not happy with what you have, you won't be happy with anything. I hope I said that correctly. Let me try to think. So yeah, if you can't be happy with one thing, you won't be happy with anything. There's like a proper saying for that. Maybe someone can write it in the comments below. But yeah, so presently you're in a place of contentment within this connection, and because of that, blessings and opportunities are coming to this connection. And that's going to look different for depending on what kind of connection you're asking about. So if you're asking about a love connection, a romantic connection, oh, I just noticed there's a 4 here too. Anyways, if you're asking about a love connection, opportunities and blessings can look like an opportunity to move in together, or an opportunity to have kids if that's what you want. Or if you're asking about a different kind of connection, like maybe a business partner or coworker, perhaps there's opportunities to expand your business or to work with somebody else and collaborate. It's going to look different for everybody, but the point being is, currently in your connection there is contentment, and because there's contentment and gratitude and peace with where you're at, opportunity comes. I'm also getting the word surrender. There's surrender in this connection. That's what I'm seeing with like experiencing life as it comes. You're just like allowing whatever is meant to be and accepting it. Cute. Cute, cute. I don't feel the need to further clarify. I feel like that was pretty straightforward and clear. So moving on to the future energies, we have Winter's Dream, gestation period. Interesting. Next we have Pitta. Kind of like contradicting energies. And then we have deep emotions, unknown feelings, past life influences. Okay, this came out in all 3 piles so far, but in different positions. So I'm interested, I'm curious if perhaps you've listened to one of these readings and then came back a different time and that's why they're in different positions. Or maybe you read we're just all similar energies. I don't know. It's probably having a different meaning. We'll get into it in a moment. But I just thought that was interesting. Okay, so the thing that's standing out for me are these 2 cards, because they're like contradicting energies, and I think that's like a theme of the main energy of this connection in the future. So what I mean by that is that there may be like, okay, so what I'm getting is like maybe one person is ready to move forward, or is like changing in terms of what they want in this connection, and then the other person's kind of like staying in the previous energies of like content, comfortable, which is, and neither is right or wrong. So like with the Winter's Dream here, gestation period, this talks about like, it's pretty much like the Tamas card in the Yogic Pact deck. It's like, I think a word associated with this card specifically is hibernation, is like going inward. Yes, going inward, staying inward in order to allow whatever seeds were planted to, and I'm equating seeds with intentions, as we spoke before, allowing them to sort of like come into their form before spring comes and they bloom. So that's this energy. And then in contrast, Pitta is like fire and water. It's like feisty, motivated, strong-willed. It's almost like, yeah, it's like moving forward type of energy. This is outwardly too. It's like wanting to emerge. So yeah, that's why I got that these energies were like contradicting each other almost, where this one is like going inward, this energy wants to go outward and emerge. So this could be one or both of you. So maybe each of these cards represents each of you respectively, or it could be like within the connection shared. It's like You're in this sort of state, however, there's like this fire deep within this connection that wants to emerge and change. I'm getting change for some reason. And so like this can either cause conflict, or maybe it's just like a necessary transition. I'm not really getting anything specific, so I think I will get some more tarot. But before that, with deep emotions here, ooh, excuse me. Yeah, so because of this sort of conflict and contradiction, it could be bringing up deep emotions within one or both of you. It's like perhaps because this connection has been in such a sort of stagnant energy in the past and present energies, like with this new, like, and it's in the center too, with this like fiery, feisty energy lying underneath what is already is, and what's been building for so long. It's bringing up like emotions and feelings, and maybe it is unknown because it's like, again, for so long, from the past and the present energies, it's been one way, and then something different wants to come. So inevitably, you will be faced with things you've never felt before. And I'm getting with this card, it's like, it's similar with the other piles. It's like shadow work. Like, this is supposed to happen. It's sort of like, oh, it's like, it has to happen. Inevitably. Like, it's just inevitable that one or both people in a connection is gonna change. It's inevitable. Change is inevitable. And so, yeah, I'm seeing in the future energies of this connection is that emotions, oh yes, tying to the past energy when we got the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Five of Pentacles. It's like in the future, this is gonna happen. This contradiction of energies will present itself so that this can happen, so that emotions can become more integrated within this connection. Wow, 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 wow. That's awesome. So perhaps up until the future, like presently, maybe emotions are still not. Oh, actually, maybe emotions have been. Maybe that is one of the opportunities and blessings coming in the present, because there is like that water imagery. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Yeah, there's this water energy here. Yes, and also in this card too. In the River of Blessings. So, I don't know why I didn't catch that before. In the present, that may be like one of the constraints that's being released, is that you're in this connection, more emotions are being accepted. Yeah, that's the word. Being accepted and invited and welcomed into the connection. And perhaps that's what's leading into this future energy of like introducing the water with the fire element here. And it's creating this contradiction of energies, which then leads to deep emotions that perhaps wasn't present in this connection in the past, or it wasn't present in the past, and it's like being introduced now in the present, and then this is coming up to say in the future. Yes, that will also it'll get even deeper. Shadow work again. It's part of the process. So go with the flow. Keep with that energy, that drifter energy. I'm gonna do tarot just for a little bit more confirmation. Or okay, any more? Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. So the first card was Eight of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like either way, it's the similar energies. Nine of Swords upright. And last we have King of Cups upright. Wow. So we had reverse. Wow. So in the first when we first drew tarot, we had the Queen of Cups in reverse, and then now we have the King of Cups in reverse. So at least there's like some progression in terms of like the emotional maturity. Not to say that like masculine energy is more mature than feminine energy. I'm just seeing like from the objective like hierarchy level. Not so yeah, so the King of Cups in terms of hierarchy traditionally is more progressed than the Queen. Okay, so that's what I'm getting from that. But before we get into that, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, it's kind of reminding me of that achievement card that we got in the past energy. In the reverse though, so in the future energy, this progression, this like steady, stable, like achieving that has gone on in this connection may come to like a halt. I'm getting a halt in your progress of whatever you're building together or heading towards. And it's because of this like change in the overall energies and inviting emotions. It's like it's a new element. Water is a different element that you're introducing to your connection space. And so because of that, it's kind of like it's also changing how you progress. But it's not to say that you're not going to progress ever again. It's just for now, in this future space and energy, it's gonna have to be compromised so that you can focus, I guess, on rebalancing your emotions into your energy. With the Nine of Swords, yeah, it's similar. It's like it's gonna be scary. It's shadow work. Going back to the word of shadow work. Wow, and look how she has like this triangle with the feathers. It's kind of like these swords reminds me of that. Yeah, so it's like it's gonna be scary. It's only scary because it's uncertain and it's unknown. I said this in another pile too, so I'm curious if. Let me know if you've listened to another pile too. But yeah, it's going to be scary. It's gonna be unknown. However, you'll get through it. You're at the 9. 9 is completion, near completion. And with 9 comes a lot of wisdom. You've gone through Ace through 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a lot. So even though, yeah, there may be like anxiety with all these like changes and emotions coming up, it's like it's part of the process again. And yeah, what I'm getting with this Nine of Swords is sort of just like feel into it more. Try not to like see it as a constraint. And the King of Cups again. Okay, going deeper into this. Yeah, so I feel like in the future energies, emotions, it's still a work in progress. Like it's being introduced, it's coming up to the surface. However, it still needs to be grounded and uprighted and aligned within this connection. Integrated, that's the word. That's where the shadow work comes in. Integrating the emotions into this connection rather than seeing it as an inhibitor of progress, an inhibitor of success and achievement. It's a part of the process, and perhaps it may allow you to go from the 8 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay, so next section we're gonna look into the current feelings, current thoughts, current feelings, and then intentions and actions of your person at this time. So what are group 3's person thinking? What are they thinking about this connection? What are group 3's person thinking about this connection? Let's give this person thinking about this connection. Thank you. Mm-hmm. You got High Priestess. Lovely. So, okay, I'm gonna get all the cards out before I get into it. What are they thinking? Did I say thinking? Feeling. What are they feeling about this connection? What are the group 3's person feeling? Thank you. Oh, I just want one. Two of Pentacles in reverse. Mm-hmm. And then what are their intentions / actions in regards to this connection? Thank you. Princess of Wands. Okay. Alright, so I'm getting that with the Princess of Wands here is that this person may be the one that's introducing like the fire energy that we saw in the future energy of this connection. They may be the one that is looking to change the dynamic in some way. Maybe it's because they're going through something personally. Maybe it's like just a shift in their mindset. Maybe just, again, people change inevitably. People's wants, people's needs, people's dreams change all the time. People's purposes. And so that's what I'm getting with the Princess of Wands. But we'll go more into that in a bit. For how they're thinking about this connection, they're thinking that there is a higher purpose for this connection. There is like something that this connection is to achieve or has achieved. And they see this, they think of this connection very highly. They think very highly of this connection, and it goes along with how other people see this connection too, how they see it as an example and something they'd want to emulate. In this, the person you're thinking about, they see this they think this connection is very, very valuable. And again, very high level. Though how they feel about this connection, I'm getting that they're having these mixed emotions. Yeah, look at how there's like this pink leaning into this Princess of Wands, and then this is like, I mean, I guess it leans into this side too, but there's more of that like blue here on this side. So yeah, this person has like mixed emotions in terms of this connection. So on one hand, they acknowledge this stability, they acknowledge like the value of this connection. They acknowledge all that you've achieved together. They acknowledge the potential even. On the other hand, I think they may also feel that it's not fully complete. It's not fully at its potential. Like, on one hand, they see the potential, what it could be. On the other hand, they feel that it's not on the path to that potential. Yeah, thinking here, it's like with the High Priestess, like, and with the Two of Pentacles in traditional tarot, it's a person juggling the Two Pentacles. So I'm seeing like here what they think. They know. I'm getting no. They know that there's like so much potential for this connection, but how they feel is that it's not quite measuring up to that. It's not on the path towards that. And that's just how they feel right now. It could change. And I'm thinking that they're gonna want to make the change with the Princess of Wands here. They, again, fire energy. They want to add some fire to this connection. I'm also getting sacral chakra, which is represented by the water element. So again, fire and water energy here, like that Pitta energy, to add like more feistiness to this connection, more will. And I think they see that if they do this, in having this vision and intention, it will elevate this connection even further than what it has. Like, this connection has achieved so much already. It's already like reached again that level that we saw in the past, even in the past energies. Like, this connection's already reached a level of accomplishment that other people admire. And this person that you're asking about, they see that excuse me, there's potential for more. Again, they know that there's potential for more, but it requires all the elements, not just earth. Not just earth, stable, cold, kapha energy, but also pitta, also fire, water, air. Yeah, I mean, we got the Nine of Swords earlier, so that's in the future energy. Yeah, it's like we got all the elements here. And I think this person, their intention and their action, potential action for this connection is to add this sort of extra element to the connection. I'm getting spice. Look at how she's standing. Look at her posture. Just like spicy. This person wants to add some spice to this connection, passion. Okay, and then some final messages from the Spirit Animal Wisdom deck. Some final messages for group 3 in regards to the connection. Any final messages for group 3 in regards to the connection? Messages for group 3. Messages for group 3. Messages for group 3. Messages, thank you. We have Polar Bear. Nurture. Allow any anxieties and worries to be gently released and offered up to be healed. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's like the perfect message to tie everything together. So, yeah, it's like... Ooh, and then we have water and, I believe that's, earth. Hold up. Let me check. Yeah. Earth. We got earth elements. And water elements. Exactly. It's the perfect card. So you have water and earth elements. Going back to the message of trying to integrate emotions within your already established earth energies. And allow any anxieties and worries to be gently released and offered up to be healed. So shadow work. Shadow work involves facing uncertainty. Facing uncertainty involves having some degree of anxiety and worry, and that's normal. And again, tying back to the Nine of Swords energy, it's like it's gonna be scary. All the changes, that the person you're connecting to may want to integrate into the connection, but it's necessary process. Again, with the emotions card, it's a necessary process to feel these emotions so that they can be healed, so that they can be nurtured and brought to the light. In order for you to nurture your emotions is to feel them, is to allow them to be. And in the beginning, what I see in the near future energy, I feel like that's the beginning of this process. Or maybe you're starting it now in the present, but more so in the future. You're gonna go through this process of like facing your emotions because it's new. That's the only reason why it's nerve-wracking and worrisome and anxiety-provoking. It's just because it's new. And it's totally normal. But nurture them, nurture your person you're connecting to, nurture yourself especially. Because all of that will lead to what your person sees and knows this connection can be. Going back to the amethyst of connecting to the third eye chakra, perhaps you want to work with the third eye chakra. It can bring you peace in your situation, calm in your mind, so that whatever you're experiencing emotionally, mentally, physically, you will be at peace. And it's all gonna be good. It's all part of the process. Okay, so group 3, that is your reading. If it resonated, please let me know in the comments, and if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot. And if it didn't resonate, that's okay too. Feel free to choose another pile, choose another reading, another reader. But regardless, I send blessings to you and your connection and the person you share the connection with. May you be safe and protected. May you be healthy and strong. May you be happy and peaceful. And may you have all you need and live with ease and loving kindness. May you not suffer. May you be happy. Thank you. Hello group 4, welcome to your reading. If you chose a citrine crystal, welcome. Today we're going to look at the energies of a connection you have in mind. This connection can be romantic, or you can apply it to platonic relationship, family, co-workers, whichever. And we're going to split the reading into different parts. So the first part will look into past energies of the connection, present, and also future energies of the connection. And then we'll look into the present energy of what your person thinks, feels, and their intentions are in regards to this connection, and potentially any actions they may have in mind. So yeah, without further ado, we'll start with the past energies. I have 3 cards. The first one is Will-o'-the-Wisp. Treasures hidden in the shadows. This came out in a different pile too. The next card is Ajna, third eye chakra. And then next we have tenderness, true love, compassion. I love these colors of blue, purple, yellow. So, in regards to the past energies of this connection, the main thing that's standing out to me is that there is a core and underlying root of love. And I know it's obvious with this card over here, we'll get more into that in a bit. But I actually want to start with this Will-o'-the-Wisp card. So, this is the first pile where I'm getting specific examples. So this may apply to many who chose this group, but again, apply it to your situation. This is just an example. I'm getting that perhaps there is some sort of like changes, involuntary changes that needed to be made. And I'm getting specifically because of like our shared circumstance of the pandemic, with the pandemic going on, that involved many people, everyone having to adapt and make changes and choices in our lives. And I'm getting that with this connection, it really affected this connection. It affected, you seeing each other, traveling to each other, how much you spoke with each other. Perhaps your individual personal situations affected the connection itself. So maybe like if one or both of you lost your job, sorry about that. Or just any changes like that that had an impact on this connection. And again, it doesn't have to involve the pandemic, but I'm just getting that for most people here. Regardless, there were some sort of like changes, and it involved having to navigate through the unknown, in the shadows, and uncertainty, navigating through uncertainty together. And I'm getting that this connection was involved, you were involved in this connection before all of these changes, and then in the past energy these changes came to be, and then you came together. I'm also getting, though, so that's one, actually that's one group of people here, but I'm also getting that maybe you came together during all of these changes, during the pandemic perhaps. And yeah, that's just another set of people. Yeah, it's pretty heavy there. However, there's like another, along with the core and root of love with the connection, I'm getting strength because of this shared experience you've had within this connection. You kind of like navigated through this darkness together, and it in turn it brought a level of like intuitive knowing within this connection with Ajna. It's the third eye chakra, the seat of intuition, place where you know before you know. And so through this experience of going of of just like not knowing, again with the example uncertainty, going through this has led to this more internal knowing. Like while we aren't sure of what's going on externally or what's going to happen, how things are going to change, within this connection, internally in this connection, there's a knowing of, yeah, there's a knowing. Like, I'm not really getting groundedness. I am like, okay, it is grounded in the sense that like, because you're intuitive and because you know you have this connection with each other, you know that each other is safe, you know each other, you know that you're with each other, even if it's not physically. There's a groundedness to that brings to the connection. And perhaps this connection, the energy of this connection in the past was very grounding because one or both of you were going through such uncomfortability with, ever-changing circumstances. And then going on to with this card, the tenderness, true love, compassion, yeah, it's all rooted in love. It's like, despite what you and or the other person may be going through, or whatever this connection's going through, the knowing is coming back to each other because you love each other. There's a wisdom with the number 9 here. There's a wisdom in this connection that it's like, I'm getting solid. Like, you guys just know. And with the citrine too, there's a confidence and within this connection. And the yellow in this card. It's like the giraffe in this card represents seeing specifically love in a different perspective. So perhaps in the past, one of your major changes, one of the adaptations that you've reevaluated, there's been many reckonings in the world, in people, as individuals. There's lots of changes that people have gone through, and I'm getting in this connection, there had to be a reckoning, a change in the perspective of love, in terms of how they viewed love. Maybe before all these changes and all this uncertainty, there was a more assured way of looking at love, but it was more out of ego. I'm getting more out of an ego conditioned view of love. Perhaps a love that one or both of you believed in prior was conditional. And so through going through this uncertainty within this connection together, it's brought a higher level of seeing everything, yourselves, each other, this connection, love itself. Again, going back to the giraffe, it's very tall and it can see things that us humans at our level cannot. And so in the past, this connection really developed this sort of like heightened awareness and consciousness of what love means. And it's through going through through shadows and the unknown. And I'm getting that, again, this was involuntarily. It wasn't like you chose to go that way. Okay, so that's for the past energies. Next we'll go into the present energies of this connection. The first card we have is Unmarked Trail, Revelation. Next we have Sattva. And lastly, we have Friendship, Support, Fun, Unity, Play. Oh, I love that. Yeah, so this connection can be any kind of connection. I mean, all the readings can. Some lean more towards love than others, but I'm feeling this could definitely be a variety of types of connections. I'm going to start with this unmarked trail. So going on with the message with the past energy of going through uncertainty and that experience being involuntary, I'm seeing in the present, it's like within this connection, because you've developed that level of knowing and higher perspective of love and being rooted in love, love overcomes any fear and allows you to adapt. And so I'm seeing in the present time, perhaps you now volunteer. You voluntarily go down paths that are uncertain and unknown, unmarked trails. And in doing so, you start to reveal even more because you've learned from your past experience of doing it involuntarily that it revealed so much that you wouldn't have if you hadn't been, forced into those circumstances. So now in the present, you welcome it. I might even say, like, you seek these situations that take more risk and uncertainty, unknown, and uncomfortability within this connection. Again, going back to that groundedness that I felt, it's like subtle groundedness, and it's coming from your experience together. That, like, you've weathered through tough things. It's like, if I can go through that and I'm still alive, I've survived that, I can go through this next thing, this next trail, and it's going to reveal even more things. It's like you have, within this connection, you have that wisdom. And perhaps by knowing each other, whether you're partners, romantically, friends, co-workers, family, it's like you are capable of resilient. That's the word. Yes, you're resilient with each other, and having each other, you just know you can do anything. You can go any path and you'll be fine because you've done it before with great results. And with sattva, I think this is tied with like revelation. Sattva is purity and clarity, energy. And so, yeah, it's kind of ties in with the Ajna card that we had with the third eye. It's like you just see things clearly. You see things as they are rather than this is pleasant, unpleasant, bad or good. In terms of your circumstances, like you just see it as like for what it is. It's an experience. That's what it is. It's a neutral experience. It's not a bad experience, good experience. It's just an experience. And that's how you are in this connection. There's a purity in the connection. There's no expectations or labels that you put on the connection. And I don't mean labels as in like boyfriend, girlfriend. It could mean that, but I mean more so like the labels of bad, good, those dual labels of, again, pleasant, unpleasant. Yeah. So that's where you are presently in this connection. It's just like, it is what it is. I'm getting like, it's like light and fresh after what you've gone through in the past, which was a little heavier. And with friendship here, I love how this came out in this reading, because regardless, I'm reading it in many ways. So if you're asking about a romantic situation, it's like through your experiences, again, this connection is solid. There's a solidity in this connection because you've gone through things together, through challenging times together, and even if you're asking about a romantic situation, they see you as a really good friend, because friends are, it's like they're soul family. It's like the purest form of relationship where you don't, there's like the least in my opinion, there's like the least expectations in a friendship, because you choose your friends. It's different from family. You choose your friends, and it's even more pure than even some romantic situations, because especially if you're married, there's less purity in that, because like you're bound by law. Whereas with friendship, it's like this is the core. Same with like love, the love card in the past energy. In the present energy, friendship is the core and the root of your connection. And that's absolutely lovely. I'm gonna reach just a couple, one or two tarot for the clarification. Thank you. Yep. I'm gonna take this upright. So we have the Knight of Swords in reverse and the Four of Wands upright. Yes. So with the Knight of Swords, so in the traditional tarot, the Knight of Swords is like charging forward, and it, especially in the reverse situation, it can be read as like charging force, like almost not foolishly, but like unprepared, like you're just rushing in without, I'm trying to think of the word, but basically it's almost like irresponsibly rushing in. And I'm kind of getting this with the revelation here, so perhaps maybe this connection, but it's in a grounded place, like you're so grounded and feel safe with each other, navigating the world with each other, that sometimes it can be like reckless. That's the word. Sometimes it can be reckless the way that this connection just faces things head on. So that's an opportunity to ground further. But I'm seeing with the Four of Wands, it's just confirming that yes, this connection is solid. Whether you're romantic, family, co-workers, friends, there's like stability in this connection. Like, again, the word solid just keeps coming back, because it's like you're friends first, you love each other at the core, no matter what. It's unconditional love. You've gone through experiences together, and those pillars have led to this like stable structure that you are at presently. That's awesome. Okay, so that's the present energy. Let's move on to the future energies. For the future energies of this connection, we have Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. Next we have Swadhisthana, sacral chakra in reverse. And the oranges. And then lastly we have touching earth, planting something new. Going back to that grounding energy that you mentioned in the last. Okay, so for the future energies of this connection, I'm going to start with this I'm going to start with this one, touching earth, planting something new. So continuing on with that message and the recent energies of needing to sort of ground this like Knight of Swords in reverse energy that this connection may be in at times, or presently at least. In the future, in grounding this connection, it's gonna set the foundation for expansion. Like, you are still gonna expand, you're still gonna find revelations from navigating unmarked paths, like in the present energy. However, it's gonna be more grounded. It's gonna be like, if you think you feel grounded now, it's gonna be even more grounded. I don't know if that even makes sense, but I think I'm speaking more like subjectively. Like, if you perceive yourself as being grounded in your connection and how you navigate, it's gonna be even more solid and grounded in the future, and it's gonna take more experience. So I think what you're doing presently with going down unmarked paths and yeah, being grounded in your friendship, maintaining that friendship, it's gonna allow you to be even more, like, find an approach that's more grounded in navigating the world, rather than charging forward just because, like, yeah, it's kind of like an overconfidence thing in the present. But anyways, I'm reading this like this way. So grounding that energy will, I'm thinking like root chakra. It's like grounding through your root. It'll allow for your sacral chakra, which is the second chakra after the root chakra, Swadhisthana, we have here in reverse. It's not quite going to be in this mode where you're creative and passionate and expressing and moving in a positive way, creating. Did I say that already? It's gonna be the precipice of that. So like planting something new. So this is the start of this cycle. I'm seeing a cycle. Chakras are wheels, energy wheels, and so like this, embodying more of this energy will lead to this manifesting, this cycle coming to fruition. And then that leads to this, moving out of stagnation. Moving out of stagnation. What else do I need to say? Once you're creating and you're in this mode, this flow state within yourself and each other and this connection, it's gonna allow for more movement. And I'm thinking it's like Dust Devil, this heart Ooh, yeah. This is like heart slash Manipura solar plexus glowing in this dust devil. So I'm just seeing like overall expansion within this connection, and that's gonna look different for depending on the type of connection you have and where you're at in your connection. But regardless, it's gonna be something new planted, and I'm thinking it's more like the energy of groundedness rather than like navigating so up and ooh, like it's like in this the past energies we have like these blues, the purple, and the yellow. They're like the higher. Well, yellow's like lower chakra technically, but it's higher than these chakras, than the root and the sacral. So yeah, in the past we were like navigating in the upper chakras, and then now in the future, rather, we're heading more towards like rooting that down. So grounding. And when you're working with chakras, you can work either way. You can go from the root up, and some people may argue otherwise, but it's a channel essentially. Your chakra system is a channel, and you can access it either point. This is my opinion again. You can access it from either point, whichever is more accessible for you at the time. So for some people, they may be more up in their heads. They may be more like channeled and out of this world kind of vibe, aka more in the upper chakra systems. Whereas like other people, they may be more earthly and like grounded in their root and like, yeah, these chakras, the lower chakras. So I'm getting with this connection, in the past you started in the upper chakras, and then in the future you're heading towards balancing your lower chakras. And so perhaps that's why Svadhisthana is coming before this earth card, which I'm reading as the root chakra. It's because you're coming from the upper chakras, from 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Yeah, and then here with like the glowing, it's yellow like the solar plexus, but it's kind of like in the heart space, so I'm gonna read it as both. Either way, it's like this progression down from the heart slash solar plexus to the sacral down to the root in your future. So ultimately, within this connection, it's going to become fully balanced and realized. And that's awesome, knowing that you came from the past energy of like uncertainty, challenge, and pretty much ungroundedness. If you're all up in your third eye, just having that faith, it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, people are more efficient and optimal. That's the word. It's more optimal to be balanced within all the chakras. Because if one is off, then all of them essentially are off. So yeah, within this connection in the future, it will be all balanced. Okay, a couple tarot for the future energies of this connection. Oops, too many. Just a few, please. Oh, thank you. One more. Thank you. Okay, 3 more. So the first one that came out is the Princess of Swords in reverse. And then we also got, Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. We got the Tower in reverse. And then the Magician. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Okay, so yeah, what I'm getting with the Princess of Swords in reverse is kind of like what I said in the past energies, sort of like in the future you still also need to keep challenging your perspective on things, not just like life, but I'm getting specifically love here. Love and and creations, and yeah, like keep challenging your perspective. Maintain a beginner's mind when you're navigating this connection specifically. Try not to, and I think that's going to help move out of stagnation, is by constantly reevaluating and adapting your perspective to things. So rather than just adapting your external and material circumstances, also reevaluating and adapting your perspective, and that'll again, it's sort of like what I was saying, like using what's accessible to you. So with this group in the past, you were more tuned in, this connection was more tuned into the upper chakras, the third eye, crown chakra, and so you can use that as an advantage, changing your perspective, using your intuition to change and adapt your perspective, and that'll help you move out of stagnation, and then move into balancing your sacral, and then move into grounding into your root. Yeah, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles here, going back to like grounding your root. I feel like that's like, I don't have to say any more about that. It's totally related to this planting something new here. But it's kind of like emphasizing that the root also needs to be balanced along with the sacral. And with the Tower here in the reverse, it's like, it's the same thing. It's like saying inevitably there is going to be changes. So keep adapting your mind, keep adapting your physical space. And then the Tower moment, again, it's just going to be, see it purely like that Sattva card. It's just a moment. It's not good or bad. It's just what it is. So keep that perspective as you move into the future, is what I'm getting with that card. And with the Magician, you're going to be able to create whatever you want within this connection. I think I'm getting together. Like, you're going to have, once you balance all your energy centers within this connection, once you balance all the elements, you'll be able to use them as tools to create whatever you want. And this connection is going to be super powerful. You're going to have power in this connection, whatever that means to you. Okay, it's going to mean different for everybody. Okay, and then that's the future energies. And lastly, we're going to look into, or not lastly, a couple more things. Next, we're going to look into the current thoughts of your person in regards to this connection. We'll also look at their current feelings, and then also what their intentions / actions are in regards to this connection. So what are they currently thinking? Thank you. Oh, just one, please. Okay, Two of Cups. It'll come out if it's meant to be. What are they currently thinking about this connection? Thank you. So we got Sun in reverse. What are they currently feeling about this connection? What are they feeling about this connection? What are they feeling about this connection? Oh, thank you. Take the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups, upright. My battery died, but we're back. So we have the, for how they feel, or how they think, is the Sun in reverse. How they feel is the Eight of Cups, upright. Then lastly, what are their current intentions / actions for this connection? Oh. Okay, I'll take two. Thank you. Okay, so we have Three of Swords in reverse. And then also the Two of Wands in reverse. Okay. So, for what they think about this connection right now, I think they have some sort of uncertainty, or at least they're not fully confident in the connection, which is weird because it kind of contradicts the messages we had. But I think it's because of external matters. It's not necessarily the connection itself. I think it's because maybe of what may be going on within them, within around them. It's almost like they're unsure. Oh, okay, I'm getting, it's not that they're unsure about the connection, like as in whether it's a good thing for them or whether they want to be in it. It's more so they're unsure about what is to come, and that's just given the circumstances of the past and the present, ever-changing circumstances. And so, yeah, this person, it's like they hope, they want it. That's what I'm getting with this. However, they're not sure. They also know that things can change at any moment. But again, they're hoping. They want this connection, but they also, like, again, they aren't sure if in the long run or in the future it will be like okay or right for, and that's only because they're uncertain of the circumstances and what is to come and changes and all that. And for how they feel is that, I think how they feel in regards to this connection is that they may feel like they need to, let me get one more for this Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups, let's Eight of Cups here for how they feel, excuse me. For how they feel, good forces, how they feel. Thank you. Oh. Get these ones. The Hierophant. Okay, so I think this person feels like they need to make, I think they feel like you're considering leaving. I don't know, I'm not really getting them, because like what we got here is that they want this connection, but I think that they feel like you may leave them or may have other options that may be better in terms of circumstantial. Is that a word? Again, like, because I'm getting sort of fear from this card, like a fear that, like, because they're not sure if, and I think it's ultimately rooted within themselves. They're not sure if what they have is enough, if the connection, you know, if circumstances may be too strong for this connection. I think they feel that you can have anybody or anything that you want, and that you deserve that. You deserve to have what you want. And with the Hierophant here, it's like, I think they feel like, oh my gosh, they feel like this connection is stable. Okay, so they do feel a stability in this connection. However, they're unsure, and what they think they're unsure because, you know, I think they just subscribe to that mindset that anything can change just given what has happened in the past. They're just gonna always like have that in the back of their head. However, they do feel that there is stability in this connection. and they feel like you deserve the best. I don't know why that's what I'm getting with the Eight of Cups. Maybe something else will come up when I talk about these. So here we have the intention slash actions of your person for the future currently. So I think their intention, what I'm getting with the Three of Swords, is that they want to minimize any pain for you. Any pain within this connection. They want to minimize any potential hurt. And I'm not getting this person's too anxious. I think they're just, they kind of like have this like rational mind. Like again, like even though they want this connection to work and they want the best for you and they know that you have options, or like, yeah, like that's like more of the negative side, right? They know this is stable, but they know you have options. They know that like anything can change in any moment, and they know that like pain is inevitable. That's what I'm getting with this card. They know pain is inevitable, so what they want and they intend, and what they intend to do is to minimize any pain and suffering. And that'll be by making decisions with the Two of Wands. It's like choosing to stay in comfort or choosing to go out again into the unknown. That's like a perfect card for this reading. So I think they're going to continue to choose what is unknown, but with the intention of minimizing pain and suffering. Which, if you're asking me, no one asked, but I'm gonna say anyway. I don't think that's the most optimal way to approach. I feel like it's pretty fear-based rather than love-based. So I'm thinking like, which is kind of like contradicting the message of the past energy where it's like rooted in love. I think this is, I mean, it still holds true. It's like, this is rooted in love. Like, he wants to minimize pain in this connection because he loves. He unconditionally loves you. He unconditionally cares about you. If this isn't a love situation, there's still care here. Like we saw with the friendship card. Like, they still care about this connection. They still care about you as a person. And so, regardless of what kind of connection this is, this person wants to minimize any pain and suffering. And why I say it's not the most optimal way to approach is that you can approach in a lighter way, and that lighter way would look something like maybe Three of Cups. Like, they intend to have an uplifting energy, and in having that uplifting energy, that'll minimize Three of Swords. It's kind of like focusing on what you want rather than what you don't want. Because your thoughts, what you think and feel, will manifest in some way. And so what I'm getting with this person is that they may be thinking, feeling, and intending in the not optimal way. However, it is coming from a place of care and love and yeah, care and love. And it's pure. It's still that pure intention and unconditional love and care. But again, it's not the most conducive way to approach. Alright. Oh, so this is the last thing. I'm gonna get some animal spirit wisdom cards for final messages. Any advice for group 4 in regards to their connection? Any final messages for group 4, please? Final messages for group 4. Thank you. Messages for group 4 in regards to the connection. Messages, thank you. We got 2. So the first one we've got is Penguin Diamond Light Activation. Light activations and new energies are coming your way. Be open to receive and welcome them in. And then we also have Swan, Graceful Transformation. Soften your heart and find your flow. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. So, again, going back to like, I'm getting the word revelation from that unmarked path card. It's like, by continuing on your path together in this connection, you will inevitably unlock new facets. I don't know if that's the right word. That's the word that wanted to come out. New corners. Okay, I'm going to stop with that. Hopefully the message was received. There's going to be, again, revelations, epiphanies from continuing on your connection, and by maintaining that energy, that pure sattvic energy within this connection, it'll be easier to receive. And staying grounded within your friendship and the love that you have for each other will allow you to receive. And with the Swan, Graceful Transformation, Soften your heart and find your flow, it's reminding me about that Svadhisthana card, the sacral chakra card, about, yeah, like, yeah, it's like coming into balance. And I think this might go both ways, or at least with your person too, after seeing what they think, feel, and want. It's like, maybe that's what's inhibiting and blocking the sacral and root to truly ground and be balanced, is this sort of like mindset. Again, going, so yeah, with the change your perspective, adapt your perspective to a more conducive stance, so that the energy can flow and you can be more open to seeing the blessings that are to come. Alright. Whew. My crown is like my crown. After how many hours reading, but I hope this message resonated. If it did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if the message didn't resonate, that's totally cool. It just means the message isn't for you, or it's not for you yet. Feel free to pick another pile, another reading, another reader. Regardless, I wish you the best of luck, best wishes. And I send you and your connection some blessings. May you be safe and protected. May you be healthy and strong. May you be happy and peaceful. May you have all you need and live with ease and love and kindness. May you not suffer. May you be happy. Thank you.